got two ways of paying money on Betfair, right? So when you open your position, there's two boxes. One you can back, one you can lay. So you can either bet them on by Indians or you can lay them on by Indians, right? So you're paying some sort of spread there. And then whenever you win or lose, they take 2%, right? So you end up paying
like 4% at least, like 4-5%.
Yeah, let's say. So if you keep betting, well, because you're guessing, right?
Right.
You're essentially guessing. So you really don't know in which direction you'll go in. So you end up just paying. It's like spinning a roulette wheel. If you spin a roulette wheel, you're paying 1.5% every time you spin it. For $100, you're paying $1.50. So in the long run, you just can't win. So that's why all recreational gamblers lose, because they're paying this commission. That again,
but how do some of the guys beat this then? Because you're in touch with some guys that really make millions of pounds. Some of the guys I've heard make hundreds of millions of pounds, doing this. There are syndicates, right? There are betting syndicates. There are full establishments that make so much money doing this that they're now buying football teams and such, right?
Yeah.
So how are these guys doing it?
So I mean, I'm not going to say anything, uncalled
I don't want
for,
you to take. Yeah, no, I don't want you to take names, but yeah.
Well,
okay.
Tony Bloom is the biggest football gambler in the world.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But this is public knowledge, right? I mean,
right.
Fine. Just click Google. And right. So Tony Bloom is the biggest football gambler in the world. And I have absolutely no idea how he runs his business. He makes so much of a point of not really, letting the public know exactly what he does. But in very, very simplistic terms, he, a long time ago, with his background in maths, with some clever people, figured out that to establish the probabilities of the teams playing, let's say Manchester United versus Chelsea, if he had better data than anybody else, and he could turn that data into something meaningful, then he could end up weighing out what the probabilities were of, more accurately than, say, the bookies, what the chances of Manchester United were of winning and what chances were of Chelsea winning. Like, his price would be more accurate than let's say at this stage, the market price. And then all he does is then, whenever he sees a mistake, where he thinks the bookies have just got their price wrong and there's value, so he makes it 2-1, but he can see all the bookies are 3-1. He'll literally go around the market, grabbing all the 3-1 bit by bit in a coordinated manner, until he gets to the point where he's got enough down and he's happy. And of course, the market will be like, oh, who is this entity coming into us, taking our 3-1? We're going to get rid of the 3-2. We're going to take 10,000, but we're going to get rid of that 3-1 and we're going to go into 2-1. And Tony's money, therefore, ends up correcting the market. But by the time the market becomes correct, Tony's had, £1 million on at 3-1 when he knows the true price is 2-1. So he's just reversing the edge in his favor. And how does he do that? Well, he builds very sophisticated mathematical models and has teams of very experienced, clever people that watch football matches. And I'm sure his information food chain is good. Like, I'm sure Tony Bloom's team know if Cristiano Ronaldo pulls a hamstring in training and pulls up in training on a Friday when he's meant to be playing on a Saturday, I'm sure Tony Bloom's team know that quicker than anybody else, pretty much, right? Quicker than you or I. Like, I could be the biggest Juventus fan, and that information will leak into the market at some point, right? That Cristiano Ronaldo's pulled a hamstring. It will leak. But the whole point is like, how does that affect the probability of Juventus? Well, it means they're less likely to win now he's not playing, right? Which means their price is going to shift. And the market is constantly shifting. And I guess what one could argue is at 3:00, when the referee starts the game, that price is right. It's had all of the information pour in. Another big thing that changes the price of the market is football teams announce who they're going to play at 1 hour before kickoff. Right. So an hour at 2:00, the whole world knows it. And then the market does move because, there's a lot of people going, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo's not playing. They definitely can't win. I'm going to back the other two. I'm going to bet Lazio. So
they overcorrect. They overcorrect sometimes. And then he takes advantage of that too.
And the really difficult thing that I guess all of the professional syndicates get really right, and I guess is the difficult part, is they weigh the importance of things much more accurately than you or I. So, you know, we know that Lazio Juve have an 80% of winning at home if Cristiano Ronaldo plays, but then we know he's not playing. So that 80% is going to drop. But how much should it
How
drop
much?
by?
Yeah,
5%,
yeah. How
10%?
much? Yeah, exactly.
And they know. They're very good at, because they're running this data. We live in a data world, Shakti, now. Everything can be fed into a computer and an algorithm, and it can be, you know, time and time again. There's been that Tony Bloom's servers have probably got millions of games historically. They know how high performing strikers, when they get injured, how much that affects the price. They know so much about everything. And essentially, and going back to my last point, when you want to beat the bookies or you want to beat the market, you're basically playing against Tony Bloom. Like, when you see all of that football money up at kickoff, a lot of that money is professional syndicate money. So basically what you're saying is, my opinion is better than theirs, which is fucking not. It's not. Your opinion on a football game is not better than Tony Bloom's opinion. It's just not. You might like to bet your favourite team, and it's a bit like the recreational guy at the poker table. Listen, go there, spend what you can afford. If you want to bet your favourite team, if you want to watch a match and you want to put, you know, 50 rupees or 5 lakhs on a game just to give you a kick, then by all means, fine, do it. It's your kick.
But don't fool yourself by saying that you're going to
win.
Yeah.
Don't,
because to win, you have to beat the market. In other words, millions of people, the information, the odds is a balance of information of millions of people. That includes Tony Bloom. So Tony Bloom has to be wrong, and millions of people have to be wrong, and you have to be right in order for you to win. So how Tony Bloom
consistently, like sports betting is so addictive and attractive to the average person, because you know what, you can win. Listen, you know, you can be the biggest whale ever, and you can pick, you know, 12 Premiership matches over the Saturday, right, from the 12 o'clock games all the way over the weekend, and you could put 10 lakhs on each game, right, 10,000 on each game, and you can get all 12 right. You can. The odds of doing that are very, very low, but you can just win.
And stories like that get glorified. You know, the guys that get it wrong, nobody talks about that. Not even the guy himself will go and say, yeah, because it's not interesting. But the one guy that gets like 14 in a row right, he's going to get glorified. You know, the Bet365 will come and say, okay, this guy put like $100 and won like, you know, 800,000 pounds, something like that. And that guy gets glorified, right?